thought about it. Feeds it to Cantor. Cantor tries to finish down low. Finds Jones Jr.
Players just kind of looking around, locating who's. Oh, I like this.
There's adjustments on the defensive end of the floor that you're hoping to change this year as Holmes gets the flush. They've had 14 consecutive losing seasons. They haven't been to the playoffs as Dame will try a deep three. And we saw the flurry of free agency as Jones Jr. with the first dunk from outside. And the new faces showing out early on. He's got decision-making bounce, as we like to say. Enough time in midair to...
It looks like it started to speed up and develop that kind of pace. Here he goes already. Look at him. He's going to think about maybe shooting a layup and then decided to dunk. And then Dame
hitting consecutive half-court shots at practice like it was nothing. CJ wants to join.
He was here. He knew what the role would be. And as he knocks down the three
from outside the arc last year, and then defensive rebounding, a key area for the Blazers as well.
Last year was really as bad as it appeared, if you consider
the game for the Blazers. Gary Trent Jr. brings the ball down, try a two-point jump shot, brings it back down. Carmelo, though, with the quick hands, but then the dislodge.
I said he's a master in the mid-range. He's also a master at this. Melo gets a lot of those swipes before the offensive player gets.
Anthony Simons checking in for the first time for the Blazers. Melo, open three, count it. And they lead by 8, just under 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Hield wants another three, gets that
into the shot.
Hield had 271 made threes last year, and for Melo.
Yeah,
but he Hield in the deep waters.
Man, that's easy.
Damian Lillard talked about this team wanting to work on in these first couple of games. Melo's floater no good, but Giles there.
They just defended that last possession. Melo, after catching a few times now and taking this will be one of those steals of a signing.
2 to shoot. Halliburton can't get it off. So Joseph surveys in the paint, finds Parker in the corner. Jeffrey's getting a hand on it. Parker brings it in transition, tries to go top shelf, broken up by CJ Ellaby. And those are hustle plays. Opportunity for the Blazers. Melo trying to work against Parker. Flips a pass to Giles. Beautiful read, and Giles. Melo and his playmaking ability setting up his teammates.
He sees two. Harry Giles makes the heady cut.
Defending Halliburton. Joseph will try the corner three, so the key from well beyond the arc.
Yeah, and at some point this year, he's shooting from half court.
It's going to come. It is going to come.
The half-court shot was important to him. He said, I just wanted to become more of a serious threat from further out. If they don't address me at 35, 37.
Here's Harry Giles with the dunk and the damage.
Yeah, one of the reasons it's important for Damian to be able to shoot those shots is because once he gets in the pick and roll with guys like Harry Giles, he's going to face double team.
Defense of Robert Covington and just how vital it is to the team's effort. CJ with a three.
Legs behind the back, another behind the back, and it was so smooth. His handle's been looking like that. How about Harry Giles?
Down. Robinson flips it over to Bielitsa.
To push the pace when you got De'Aaron Fox. He's as fast as it gets in transition. Jabari Parker will need to be knocking on the door.
Covington, first three is a Blazer, nothing but net. So Robert Covington joining the three-point show, and Gary Trent Jr. with the steal up and under. Offense and defense for the Blazers here.
Such a soft release on that from Covington. Great rotation, good screen from Melo to frame up. And here, that ball's loose. De'Aaron Fox, he kind of got on the floor for it, but right out the gate, right from the jump, there's this welcoming process. Good skip, but to kind of button up that last point about the culture of the Blazers as Damian Lillard right on time, rise and fire.
4 left in the second quarter. Barnes trying to go against Melo. Melo trying to bobby Gary Trent Jr. on the floor. Cantor hands off to Dame. Dame will try another three. Dame
on the steps. Dribble. Look at that, man. That is quick.
10 to shoot for the Blazers. Looking for the lob for Jones Jr., but Melo will try the baseline jumper. Push the pace. Dame through a forest of King defenders. Finds Cantor. Cantor tries to squeeze the orange and flips it up and in.
Which they will have some time to improve. Dame just looks like he's good hands from Cantor to corral that basketball.
Kings with some nice ball movement. They love the 19 points per game Barnes to pop off this season. Blazers switch. Hield. Not a lot of room to the
he could switch on to De'Aaron Fox. Foul to give. Dame arguing in regular season form, and it looks like they are going to give it to him. Luke Walton. Yeah, it looked like, you know, the challenge is keeping that mask on, because it seemed like they came out of the break and wanted to try to make that a fight.
Melo looking comfortable, came off the bench in the first half, wanted to stun the rim, and the Blazers will bring it back down. Blazers with Dame, Carmelo Anthony, Gary Trent Jr. So the Blazers continue to click on all cylinders. They lead by 16 over the Kings here in Moda. Gary Trent Jr. passes up to Giles. Giles sticks
basket, and then he hits you with that. It becomes very difficult in terms of how to guard him.
Flips it over to Giles. Giles trying to work it. Melo picks up the loose ball, fighting for it on the backside of Barnes for the Kings. And Melo just sticking with it.
Harrison Barnes shooting at 46% and about 81 makes. He was on that kind of pace.
Yeah, you wonder what kind of jump Fox will make this season. He's improved every single year in the league as Melo will size up the elites, fighting for the loose ball down low, kicks it back up top. Covington over to Melo. Jones Jr. corner three, rolls that one in. Melo with the hesitation. Can't get it to fall, but there's Giles fighting for it, deflected by Holmes. Halliburton back over to Fox. Fox tries to get into the paint, denied by Giles.
This is his former teammate. He knows what the Aaron Fox.
CJ running point, working against Fox, gets him the lead. CJ, the hoop of 14, 8 to shoot. CJ gets the handoff from Cantor, working the baseline. Jones Jr. pokes and prods it, gets to the cup and
baseline drive. Derrick Jones Jr. But when he takes
Kaminsky had no hopes of stopping it over to Joseph. Joseph into the paint. Kaminsky, his first shot attempt of the game, and that's good.
Energized. And that's what you like to see from teams that say they're playing for that grand.
His preseason debut.
Give me that.
Shot is short. Covington with the block. Kaminsky trying to follow up with it.
If you number the guys right now, Derrick Jones Jr. technically the 4, or you can say Robert Covington, either one. And CJ
hit to the bill for the three-point play. Blazers at 19. Robinson trying to get to the tape.
The pace of your footwork as you go into your 1-2 before the layup. If you have shot blockers like Derrick Jones Jr.
Third and one opportunity of this half.
You see the handle though? The quick exchanges before he
hit the right place, and then they blossom. Halliburton shoots the gap, and he'll have nothing but open runway. Ellaby.
Day one of the Pac-12 tournament last year before the shutdown is Derrick Jones Jr. It's easy to start thinking about that parade taking place.
Jeffries bothered at the summit, still trying to fight for it.
Because I like that set, Jordan, and that is going to lead to some dunks throughout the season. Throw it up, CJ.
CJ with the rip, and Jones Jr. Blevins. Covington, another three.
And that shot is so smooth. He doesn't even extend his arm fully. It's just like a flick of the wrist.
Giles with the steal and the throwdown.
The very next game against Boston to win it at the free throw line. But Jordan, ever since Covington hit that three, I always thought it'd be nice to have that guy. The plexiglass. Gonna stay over here, staying on
it. Plays for 4 quarters.
Yes, until the clock runs out.
Get to where they are today.
Now, you know what I have seen lately is CJ.
They basically switched her out, is what I heard.
Yeah.
They had.
So after Dale and Claire pieced out on the show, I had to ask, of course, the guy who knows everything about them. You do. You really do.
Oh, Giles. Position, right amount of time, and can blossom. Evans in transition. 46 seconds left. Blazers lead by 23. Giles with the hands.
Oh, he about to do something?
Giles. Some guys have that motor.
Yeah. And took the charge right there. Going the other way.
Lamar, you get some spark plugs like that on your team. It's the first preseason game.
Yeah. No, that's
yell. Let's have fun.
That's a commitment, Jordan.
Let's throw down windmills. Why not?